did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything?
Yes, he was barking a lot.
Throughout the night, or?
When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he was barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him, because he wasn't in the house.
Okay.
But he has a puppy, he barks, but he was barking a lot, like there was someone there.
And that was, at 1:32, or was that around 4?
And everything happened.
And when he was barking, when you first heard him on barking after she was up there playing, did you hear him go outside, or did he start outside?
Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked upstairs, he was still with her. And then when she would yell, someone's here, he started barking in the house. And then I believe the side door was open, and I think he went out that way, because I could tell that the sound of his barking was getting like more distant.
Do you think that Murphy would have went after him, wherever he was?
Maybe, but I mean, he's a puppy, he doesn't fully know that yet.
No, he would just be, if anything, probably playing with him.
Yeah, I don't know.
When the guy in black left, did he close the slider, or did he leave it open?
I don't know. I just ran downstairs.
Right. Okay. Okay, anything else? Popped up? I'm going to go talk to my guys who've done other interviews and see if anybody's got questions, so that we can kind of start putting more pieces together.
Okay. I'm hoping that there's more. I'm hoping that there's more, but I'm sure we all picked up on the same fucking thing, or at least me and you picked up on the same thing.
Well, the dog outside.
Mm-hmm.
How does she know that?
Probably, well, the same way I think a lot of us, when we heard it on the audio, and we were like, that sounds like he's outside, because of like the echo or the acoustics of it. But what stuck out to me was the door was open. The slider door was open.
Yeah.
Now, we've never heard her say that. We never heard that before. Yeah, and it's the thing about they were dancing and the slider door. I want to know, it just sounds to me, she had to have seen something, meaning that sounds visual, right? Like they were dancing, the door was open. What do you mean they were dancing? What do you mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not, again, we all know how I feel, and we all we come at this from.
We all know how I feel.
And that's fine. That's totally fine. But even when I'm listening to this, I'm like, wait a minute. We've never heard that before. We've never heard that she knew that the slider door was open. So, and they said, did he close it when he left? And she's like, I don't know, which means she didn't look in the kitchen when she ran. Yeah. She saw something. See, I feel like, remember how they said Maddie was looking for the dog?
Yes, yes.
I wonder if they left that slider open for the dog to come back in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, she said she didn't lock it.
She said lock it that night.
It wasn't locked. Damn, dude.
Yeah. I always felt like something presented itself that night, right? Like he's driving, and something made him stop. And I don't know, like something I think made him decide tonight's the night. Right?
Maybe when he drove there at 3:32. Mm-hmm. Maybe because that's when. Isn't that when they thought they took the dog out? At like 3-ish?
It was like between 2 and 2:30. I think it was when after they got home.
Maybe he like went back there and saw the door was like open, or I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to know, like, what do you mean they were dancing? How do you know?
And she says it so consecutively with then going upstairs. It's interesting. Because they were upstairs in Kaylee's room. Now they're in the living room dancing. They were watching Vampire Diaries. Like, I mean, again, she's probably recounting the entire night. But like, can we get like a timeline here or what?
I just right. Like, it's not consecutive, and it is for me. Like my brain, I'm having a hard time with it. but she had to have seen the door open. Like, that's not something you just know when you're lying in bed. That door had to have, I wonder if they said, leave the door open for Murphy.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, like, listen, I get being just when you're young and you're kind of fearless, but like, what do you mean he left the door open? And I'm not laughing at them. I'm laughing more at like, one, I'm uncomfortable, but two, to have that kind of like innocence and naivete, and for this to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, nothing, they said it, nothing ever happens in Moscow, to the point where, leave the door open.
Yeah.
Right? That's how trusting these kids were.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I told you, did I tell you I talked to Gilbertson, actually?
I was in your live for a little bit. Yeah. How'd that go?
Good, really good. Well, because I email from him
When?
2 years ago.
What?
2 years ago.
Didn't someone say to you, like, Brad, go check your messages?
Yeah, because we were going through the documents, and one of them was like, Darren Gilbertson was investigating like grand jury leaks. Anyway, long story short, someone was like, go check your message. I was like, that's not about me, you know? And sure enough, 2 years ago, I had an email from Darren Gilbertson asking me about those messages with Steve. Anyway, so I call him. The only reason I'm bringing this up because I asked him, and I was going to do like a sub live and share it because he said I could. He actually like wants me to. He was like, yeah, no, share it with all your friends. I was like, okay. But he I asked about the Mad Greek connection, and he kind of thinks that from Mad Greek.
You mean he thinks that that's how he first came in contact? Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's like, there's absolutely a connection. He's like, we just don't have it, basically. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be one, and I agree with that. But I asked him about the Mad Greek. He was like, more than likely, yeah. Or I don't know what he says. I don't know. I'll play it for you guys. But I really do just wonder if they can't prove that he was stalking them, but he was, I mean, I just will never think that this is random. No one ever. And I told him that. I said, I'll never think that this guy just got up one day and said, I'm going to go on a live for people. And that's the house I choose, like that night. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I can't get on board with it. I'd rather think that he was watching them or saw them somewhere,
I don't think he just decided that night. I think I think he just knew their schedule. So he had to have been watching them. He didn't just randomly say, let's do 4. He knew that they'd be drunk. You know what I mean? Like, he knew that these kids partied.
Well, and it's almost like when he was driving by there at 3:30, because he comes in at 3:32 and then he just goes in there a couple times, you know what I mean? Before the 404 or whatever, 407, whatever it is. And I mean, it's like, what were you looking for? Maybe that's what he was looking for. Lights, back door, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's just waiting for the lights to go off, like waiting for their... But the thing that gets me is, okay, so Dylan hears Kaylee dancing with Murphy, and she said remember, it says in the document, she woke up, she heard like music and like either dancing or like singing or laughing or something. Okay. But how did he not hear it when he walked in?
I don't really honestly understand all of that. I don't get all of that. If I don't get all of that, I feel like that was before they went upstairs and like got settled. Like when they got home, were they singing and dancing in the living room?
I don't know, because do you remember? Did you watch One Night in Idaho when they're talking to Maddie's mother? And I mean, that your heart just breaks listening to her. And she said that Dylan heard them in the living area because it's like right next to her bedroom.
Right.
Right. And so it sounds like there might have been something going on in there that Dylan heard. And then she heard Kaylee go upstairs.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Then where's all these other stories like coming from about they were upstairs in Kaylee's bedroom hanging out, remember?
Yeah, at 2:00.
So you think this was after, the dancing was after?
Yeah, I think they went up to Kaylee's room. Because remember, she's calling Jack. up until like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So she's awake.
Yeah.
Right? And the other thing too is Maddie was wearing her hair in a ponytail, and she was wearing her like sweats, and she had her eyelashes on. And I have to say, I actually heard this from a creator that has, it's a lot of conspiracies, but I thought this was a really good point. And I want to give her username is I don't know what her actual handle is, but her page is And I thought this was a really good observation that she made, was when you're a girl and you go to bed, you're taking your eyelashes off. And I have to agree, you don't sleep in your fucking ponytail because it hurts. It fucks up your neck.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if Maddie just passed out on her bed.
Yeah.
Like, because we saw that picture, and that comforter doesn't look like there's any holes in it.
Yeah.
I wonder, this is why I'm saying, I don't know what the deal is with that, they were covered and this and that. But I think they were on top of the comforter. And now I think they both were on top of the comforter. But that's... Yeah.
I always thought Kaylee was on her own. You know my theory. I always thought Kaylee was on her own bed. But
same. With
the phone being under her and a vape and Jack's vape in there or whatever, now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know.
The phone...
It gets me because I carry my vape with me everywhere.
Everywhere.
So that's what makes me, but would I carry it if I heard a noise across, out? No, I wouldn't carry my phone and my vape if I heard a noise downstairs, but everyone's different, but
could the vape have been with Maddie? Because remember, Maddie was calling him too. And Jack said they were calling because of the vape.
Yeah, that's true.
So Maddie could Maddie have been calling him, hey, I've got your vape is here.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I noticed, remember that big black jacket Maddie was wearing?
Yes.
You know how they were talking about the DNA under her fingernails? And they named, there was that one guy, Cole something.
Cole Barringer.
And we saw a picture of him. He's like a biggish guy, right? I wonder, was that black jacket she was wearing, was that his?
Maybe. That's actually a really good thought.
You know what I mean? Like if she had her hands in the pockets. That's how it would get under her fingernails.
That's a really good thought, actually. Was he there that night with them? Do we know that?
That's what I heard. I have not heard that definite yet, but that's what I heard.
Interesting. I mean, that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
Because she's got those hands in the pockets, and that's how you get that you can get that kind of DNA. But yeah, the door being open, like she says it, the door is open. How does she know that? That must have been something that was discussed. Like, leave the door. I really feel strongly that they left the door open so Murphy could come back in.
I'll be honest with you. That's something I would do. I don't know, though, at the middle of the night, but sometimes when he gets out, and I'll be like, oh, fuck it, because I'll be standing there for like 10 minutes yelling his name, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, and I just like leave my door slightly open, and I know he's going to come right back, Mm-hmm. But in the middle of the night, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I feel like they live in a little suburb like where I live, and it is really safe, and I don't lock my door half the time, I'll be honest with you, so I kind of get all of that, I do, just from personal experience. It's just interesting to me that she knew Murphy was outside. Like, we know that, or we think that because of the audio from the camera. But how does she know that?
I would think the same way. Like, she's hearing it come from a certain direction, or she's hearing the acoustics of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we know he left the door open. And I have to say this. Remember when everybody was talking about that inside looking guy on Reddit?
Yes.
Okay. I've been going back to like comments that people have written, and there are like little things here and there that people are like, well, I was friends with Xana, or I was friends with a friend of Xana, and we were talking, and there's things in there where they're like, yeah, Kaylee was saying that she was out walking the dog one night and some guy was watching her. So you're seeing that like a lot of the stuff that was being written was true, but that inside looking person said he left the door open. Which I'm like, how the fuck would you know that? You know what I mean? And that was before we even, well, no. What's his face? Fry said it in a press conference. Fry mentioned it in a press conference that the door was open.
Yeah. I agree though. Those some of the Reddit comments it gets me because I'm like, how'd you know that? How'd you know that? You know, I mean, I feel like it was a lot of people, some, I think there's some crazy ass trolls. And then I think the other half are like, I don't know, them talking, you know, college kids talking about it, like low key, just word of mouth through friends, you know?
Yeah. But some of it ended up, wait a minute. What about those 4chan posts?
Which ones? The bad ones?
Not the one about, oh, I'm in shithole Pennsylvania, which is fucking weird. But I'm talking about the first one, that frat anon person.
I talked about it was the frat guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like the Davids.
Yeah. I went back and I'm reading that, and I don't know why I didn't catch this the fucking first time. But they were saying that they were somebody who lived in the house, who lived in the Sigma Chi house. And I'm like, that's pretty ballsy for you to be doing this, because and he was using that British slang. And I'm like, that's something that's going to identify you. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if you're in that house and you're using British slang, people are like, oh, that's fucking Toady Boy or whatever they call him. Mm-hmm. You know? And I'm like, why was this person using the British slang? But this guy, he said, you know, you could see the King Roadhouse from David's room at Sigma Chi. And then we watched that documentary, and Hunter says, I would wake up and I would look out the window and I would see the house. Mm-hmm. Like, we're finding out that then he talked about Ethan's academic issues. And I'm like, we find out because of those reports. That's true.
Yeah, I know. A lot of it's true.
A lot of it from that is true. And I'm like, where is he? Like, it's just such a sinister thing, right? To go, I'm going to put these people's names on the internet and I'm going to associate them with this crime. Yeah. Like, you have to really, really either fucking hate these guys or I can't imagine doing something like that. I can't, making up a story and accusing these two guys.
I think they all thought, including the cops, I think for a while they all thought it was someone that they knew. You know what I mean? Like, it had to be someone that they knew. So I think I can't even imagine being in one of their shoes and being like, is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Right. You know, looking around at all your friends like, the fuck, you know?
Right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know.
They even said that in the documentary when they arrested Kohberger. They were like, who is this guy? Right. Mm-hmm. Like, none of us knew him. Mm-hmm. They were all convinced it was somebody close to them. But I think that was the point, right? Like, I think that's why he made it look, it was brutal as it was, or part of the reason, because it looked personal.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's why, what's his face, Fry was like, yeah, this was targeted. And they just weren't sure, was it targeted towards the house or towards the victims?